Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Today, yes, before sharing the screen, today we are going to go through some of the very renowned site or very renowned, what we say, organization, and which is known as, let me put it here on the screen for you. And the name of that organization is Army. Yes, Army Welfare Education Society. Okay, so under this one, Army Welfare Education Society, recently they have published a vacancy for teachers, that is for the PRT, that is for the primary teachers, TGT, trained teachers, graduate, and PGT, postgraduate trained teachers. Okay, now why I am focusing on this Army Welfare Education Society? The reason behind this is I'll show you the original site also what they have saying here. Okay, let's check with few of the details for this RB. First, we'll visit to the website. Okay, so there is a website here. There you. Okay, let's see what is the website here. Job posting, right? And what are they mentioning here in the job posting? As you can see, this is the Army Welfare things. So that's the authenticity. We'll go to the original website also. Okay. So as you can see here, the first thing very important here, Army Welfare Education Society 2022. There are vacancies for PRT, TGT, and PGT. 8,700 posts here. Okay. So let's check here the numbers. Be careful with this one. 8,700 posts are vacant for teachers, right, for the Army School Recruitment 2022 for this academic year. Now, it says here the Army Welfare Association requires 8,700 trained teachers for their various branches, okay, throughout the India. How many Army public schools are there? Total 136 are there. Okay. Now, the candidate who are interested can fill the online application form by 28th Jan. That was today, right? Today only. Okay, so let's see here. If you are interested for this recruitment, what you are going to do. The opening was from the 7th January 2022, this academic year, and it is going to be closed by 28th January 2022, that is by today. Midnight it will be closed. Now, very important task here. Let's see what we have. There is something that I want to show you here. 136 schools. Now, total vacancy 8,700. Application begins on 7th January, ends by 28th. Online payment is by 28th. Today's midnight. Exam date will be on 19th and 20th February 2022. And then the admit card will be available by 10th Feb. The location is all over the India. It's the central government. Now let's check the again the thing here. What we have, the age limit for the first year student must be less than 40 years. That means the teachers who are recently B.Ed, okay, or who has graduated the from the B.Ed, Bachelor of Education, their age should be not less than 40 years, while those who are experienced teachers in teaching, their age should be 57 and below. Now, very important thing is in any of the central government for the teachers, the maximum age is just 60. After that, they can stretch to 62. But after 62, that's a maximum age after which you have to get retired. Now, you tell me by 57, less than 57, that means if we take the example of a person who is in 56, the validity of this job is only for 3 4 years, and that too this vacancy is for the army schools which are present all over the India. Okay, so very, and I don't know, this is an unfair thing that a max the teaching who is the teacher who is having an experience should be less than 57. By the way, if it is less than 57, will he able to work in any of the condition where the army schools are there? Now, again, let's see here. Below age should be 40, the new teachers. Then you have here for NCR, TGT, PRT below 29, PGT should be below 36 here. Now, 56 years old for applicant who is experienced below 57-year experience. These are now age relaxation is given. Now what we have here is earlier, if you see, it was mentioned 136 schools, right? Now here they are mentioning 137 army public school. Can you see this, Jan? Yeah. Job posting, the second line 137 army public school. Earlier it was 136, so 137 now. Moving to the next thing, online selection. As you can see here, this is an online test. It is just like a CTET. I already mentioned in my previous video how CTET is a scam actually for teachers. They are just fooling the aspirant who want to become a teacher, or they are just fooling the teachers to get a government job. And this is one of the stage that bring CTET, that is Common Teachers Eligibility Test here. So the same way, Army also started their own kind of test through which they can get a revenue here. Basically, I would like to say that this, yes, they are collecting a lot of revenue. When a teacher has already passed the CTET, why he supposed to write different exam again? CTET itself means that to any CBSE school, for any centralized school, you are applicable, right? And that is the validity for 7 years. Whereas Army Public School validity is only for 3 years. The admit card, you can just only have the admit card. It doesn't guarantee you that you will get a job in any of the army school. It is only applicable to army schools. Okay, so the validity of the card is only for 3 years. And if there is a vacancy, then only they will, you have to reach to that particular school. See, as in the second stage they are saying that school publish job vacancy in the local newspaper. For example, when I am in Hyderabad, in Sainikpuri area, I have to look after the local newspaper where they publish it. By the way, let me tell you, army public school do not take civilians as a teacher. They give more preference, 99% they give preference to those who are already working in an army, basically to those who are army people, their family members, the wife, or their kids or their children. So basically, for them only the vacancy will be there internally. For civilians, they don't do. So school publish job vacancy in the local newspaper for which candidate with OST credential and all. Leave about this all the story here. This is only the story point they have mentioned here. Let's see what we have here. Important thing. Again, now the fee is for general and OBC is 385 rupees, whereas for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe and even for the female it is 385. By the way, let me tell you, under the central government for females, any of the exam under central government is completely free. So when they are applying for, this is a government and central government job. So when it is a central government job, why the females are not having a free application fee here? Sorry, there is a free application. They are mentioning here that a person who belongs to general category, irrespective of the gender and irrespective of the caste, they need to pay 385. Now let me tell you one thing here about this fact of calculation. If I keep it, let me show you this one. If we see that the job vacancy that they have posted, okay, 385 is the application fee. If we see that the unemployed youth during this pandemic time, we are in a requirement of a job, right? If suppose there are 1 lakh applicant who filled the form, 1 lakh, we are talking about 1 lakh all over the India. Of course, more than that it will be. So we are just considering here 1 lakh. 1 lakh into 385 rupees, you can see the digit on your screen how much it is. It is going to 3 CR, right? The revenue can be more than this also depending upon the application. But yes, due to this pandemic situation, right from 2 years, we know that the people will apply more. Please remember, this is not giving any guarantee of the job. This is just giving you that you are applicable to army public school. And remember, army public school only takes army people, not civilian. So 385 is a big gimmick here because they are just collecting a revenue from the civilians, but they do not give the job to them. Okay, so this is what we have here. Now let me take you to the original site. If you click on this site, where do we have this one? Okay, so I think we are there. Yeah, awesindia.com, and if you click on this, you have on the left hand side OST online screening test. If you need to register under this, so I can show your online screening test 2022. You have to fill the application form, right? Now I'll tell you my experience with the AWES. Yes, I do want to give this one because few years back, let me put you 5 to 6 years back, okay, in Sainik Puri. I'm talking about the place which is there here. Sainik Puri, Hyderabad. Okay, in Hyderabad, Sainik Puri, you have RB Public School, Bolaram, right? Tirumalgiri, two places you have. Now, when I went to the school, basically, I already qualified CTET, right? That is, so CTET was the first criteria. Oh, 1 second. Okay, this is the first criteria for the central teachers, those who want to apply for the central teaching job, the CTET is to be qualified. So I qualified twice, okay, when it was introduced, and after a few years again I was qualified. So twice I was qualified. Now when I went to this interview in Bolaram and Tirmalgiri, both the places in Sainikpuri, okay, so what I saw that most of the people there were females only. Nothing against them, nothing against the gender, but yes, these females were actually the wife of current army people. Wife. I know any paramilitary force or any military force, actually, they appoint their own family members first. But what about the private candidate, those who are actually paying the fee? I think in future they should give in this way that if you are not qualified for 3 years, your money will be returned back. Why you are using that money? You can understand a 3 to 4 crore is a huge amount, and AWES, Army Welfare Education Society, conduct this examination twice a year, depending upon the vacancy, depending upon the positions here. Okay, so basically they give only the female chances more to the female, right? That to those who are actually those who are husbands are serving for army or ex-army, that one, or their spouse or their family members. So this is one thing. Moreover, when I went to this army public school, I hope if you are from 80s and 90s era, and if you have studied in KV school or any of the government school, basically I am from the KV INS Rajali, Chennai. Okay, so if you have studied in Kendriya Vidyalaya or any of the government school, in 80s and 90s, there used to be a huge iron table, okay, and there used to be chairs like this, three sides. Three members used to sit on the left hand side, three members used to sit on the right hand side, and a huge table was there for them. It is just like you are sitting in a mess. But yes, in 80s and 90s, this was the scenario of the school of government and KV schools. A huge table, iron table, we used to sit on that for a long duration of time. And the blackboard, at least we used to have, was chalk and talk was there. Okay, chalk and talk method was there. Now, when you go to this particular Sainik Puri school, whether it is a Bolaram or whether it is a Tirumalgiri, when you go there, the same thing is there still. There is an iron table, chairs are of wooden thing, chalk and talk method is there. Moreover, sometimes like some of the classes do not have blackboard also. What they have done, what I'm talking about 4 5 years back, the wall itself is painted with a black color and called as blackboard, where the futures of the future generation is actually molded. So blackboard is black color on the wall. Okay, second thing, digital rooms they said, but it was only ICT which was having the digital thing. Now for the teacher ratio here was 1 is to 60. Now you tell me, if there is a classroom which is very small and there are 60 students sitting in the classroom with only one observant or one faculty member, you tell me how much your child will concentrate. As a parent, as a kid, I am asking you, Along with you, 60 members are there. Do you think the single teacher can or the facilitator can concentrate on your studies or concentrate what you are doing in the classroom? It is sometimes impossible because I'm telling you, it's a really hell. 60 students, 60 energetic students inside the class, lot of energy, lot of vibrant, lot of ideas. In front of this ideas, in front of this budding scientists, budding astronauts, budding doctors, you have a single facilitator who is going to handle them. It's insane. It's really insane. So the AWES, what we have here, okay, I'm not saying that don't apply. I'm saying that they are just providing the admit card, okay, which has a validity of 3 years. That too, if they actually give, uh, if the particular local school or if the particular state releases the vacancy. Okay, now the vacancy will be either for one vacancy for the subject or two vacancy or 20 vacancies for the Of course, 20 vacancy won't be there for the individual subject. One or two vacancy for that. That too, in that you have physically handicapped, you have SC category, you have ST category, you have OBC category. Now you tell me when you are applying for a single post for so many people are there, how you are going to justify that amount of money that you are taking from all the applicants, whether it is private or army, right? 385. We are taking the ratio of 385 with lakhs of unemployed teachers, right? So please see that. I just would like to say that be cautious. Okay, I know this is a kind of a pandemic where actually we are suffering from loss of job. We do not have the security, but please just don't give away your money. Your hard earned money, just don't give to any organization just like that. 3 years will vanish like that. The vacancy may be there. The vacancy for 3 years, nope. You can see that if you write a CTET, we are still unemployed, guys. Listen to this thing. We are still unemployed. Whether it is a KV or whether it's a Navodaya, they are not releasing the notifications. So be aware of this. Whatever AWES is doing, it is just like a CTET, what they are doing. With this kind of money, what they get is they earn or they bring the revenue. So what is the only thing? See, they will not hire a teacher. So what they do is other thing. Yes, if they are not hiring a teacher, what to do? They actually call the teachers who can work on a part-time basis. Okay, now the teachers who can work on part-time, like for period basis, they get the job, and the period basis is around 150 for KV schools. Okay, we are talking about the KV schools. That is for KV 250. That's it per period, and in a day you will get at least 3 to 4 periods. That's it. So per day your income would be around, if you take 250, then it would be only 1,000 rupees. That too, it is not compulsory that on the same date you will get 4 periods. It can be a 1 period, it can be a 4 period, or it can be a no period also. No period, no money. So part-time basis teacher, they are allocating. These part-time teachers are what they are doing. They are working for 3 years, 3 months, 4 months, 10 months, 6 months. Again, they renew their contract. Okay, so based upon this part-time teachers, they are running the entire academic year. That is what I am focusing on, that where we are going with this education institute or education thing. No one is thinking about recruiting talented teachers, rather than putting, I don't want to use these words, leave it. So, if you think that the explanation was genuine and was up to the mark, please drop your message. You can check out this link. Do apply on your own consciousness, but see that, understand the fact that when you are applying something, it should give a fruitful result also, right? Just giving the money to an organization, thinking it's an army. Okay, I know it's a very reputed reputed organization. But guys, reality should be reality. It should be in front of you, right? Think and apply over it. Thank you. Bye.